Hi, this is Pastor J.D. Marie with End Time Prophecies. I hope that God will bless you as you watch. Thank you. So, put these together. Atheist has one of the highest rates of participation of any other group in politics. A 2008 study by Pew Research Center found that 82% of the non-religious are very possible or will vote more than Christian or any other type of people. And there's been an astonishing turnout level of atheists here recently in the voting polls. And politicians say that the atheists are the loyal ones to voting. They will turn out, and they are the ones that usually have the power to sway the votes. So the evangelicals, their take on this is already settled. You're not going to get a Baptist, Methodist, Presbyterian, Catholic, or any other Protestant religion to agree with the Muslim, because they know that the Islam is of Ishmael and we are of Isaac, the promise, the children of Abraham. So, we're going to talk about that a little more too in more detail. So, you're not going to trick the Christian in taking the mark of the beast. God has raised up a nation for that and will sway as they go with such things as SB 77, such things as President Obama and his persuasive personality has to woo and swoon people and cause them to go his way. He's very charismatic, and that's all part of the makeup. But he's a very likable guy. Yes, he is. But the thing about it is, here's what we're missing. I'm not damning President Obama. I'm not damning Muslims. I'm not damning homosexuals or atheists. I'm trying to tell you that you're being used by the devil himself, by Satan, the Antichrist. We always want to know, well, who is Antichrist? We need to know what is Antichrist. I'm telling you what Antichrist is. It's taken the world, and we're going to prove it. All right. On a purely numerical level, atheists are a large potential influential group. They are highly motivated to get out and vote, more than also are so-called religious groups. They tend to swing voters, the kind that makes all the difference in close races. We told you that we already talked about these four classes of people. We ain't even got to all these others, non-believers, sinners and ungodly. Hey, we're becoming more outnumbered every day as Christians. Most of all, atheists are common among the young. 1977 was a year that brought forth a nation that we will see that will bring forth the rulership and the takeover of the Antichrist people. Now, God has given me another vision, but my God, if I get into that, it'd take all day. But God has given me a number, two numbers that will unravel. Oh, this people played with the alphabet. They've tried to figure by letter, by who's Antichrist, but God has gave me the formula. I'm going to hold that one for a while. To show it's a number of a man, what the Bible said. And God has shown me that. All right. Now, I'm not just blowing wind here. I'm telling you what God has given to me to give to you. You are being used by the devil. The United States is also becoming more religiously diverse than ever. Oh, it used to be hard shell Baptist, Methodist, Holy Roller, you name it, Catholic, all this stuff, and they're still fighting each other, just like they hate each other, but we all going to heaven, by the way. But now, we've got what we call the coexist crowd. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to coexist with all this mess that's going on in the world. So we're diverse. But I want to bring out here's the big gun. I'm going to talk about the big gun. I'm going to tell you where the power is. Many Muslims entered into the country, and there are more Muslims in the United States than there are Jews, by the way. It's found that Muslim population is growing due to higher birth rate, and on the contrary, Christian populations are stable due to natural growth rate. Wonder why? The Islam birth rate, Muslim birth rate is 8 point something. The Americans are below 5. And you will cease to be a nation after a while if you don't reproduce. That's why God said to regenerate the earth, begin to bring forth children and fill the earth. So the Muslim, they bring forth children more than any religion, any nation. Our brown brother in Mexico holds the highest rate beside the Muslim. And the American white is dwindling every day. And other nations are dwindling every day. But the Muslims are becoming by numbers, by great powerful numbers. And they move in little communities and they take the whole thing over. This is the plan devised by Satan himself. And guess who opened the door? Obama. The Obama election opened the doors to Islam more than ever. Now the old southern boy, Governor Perry, is talking this stuff. It's spreading like wildfire. It's burning out of control. Get up, step from behind your pulpits today and quit trying to say, do something about it. You can't change it. It's done. What we need to do as Christians, we need to try to get people saved. We need to reach the homosexuals. We need to reach the Islam. We need to reach those atheists and try to persuade them that Jesus Christ is about to come. When Paul and Barnabas went to Mars Hill, they had a big sign, unknown God. And Paul and them tried to prove to them the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Israel, was the true God. Oh, they got in trouble over it. But now the Muslim religion, being redundant with what I'm saying, but I want to get my point across, they believe Islam is Ishmael, the son of a Hagar, the bondwoman of Abraham. Isaac is the natural son of Sarah, which was promised by God. When the first confrontation come, God said, Abraham, listen to Sarah, cast out the bondwoman and her son, because Isaac, he will not be heir with Isaac. This is my calling. Isaac has the seed of promise. Ishmael's a great and mighty nation. He's an enemy of Israel today. It's an enemy of Christianity. Do your homework, study it, read. Don't take my word for it. Do a follow-up. Okay, listen at these numbers. These are staggering. It is understood that Muslim growth is above average. It is understood that Christian people in Europe, North America, and South America are turning to no religion. By growing steadily, in 2009, Christian population is 1.9 billion and Muslims are 1.82 billion. The growth rate of Muslims is 1.84% and Christianity is 1.13%. By 2016, Muslim population will stand at 2.34 billion, while Christians 3.33 billion total world population. Okay, we would like to go into a kind of a different mode now when we're talking about the church. And some of the things that God has shown me about the church world. And I'd like to entitle this one as Angel Sighting. This was back in 2004 when we had just dismissed church service and we were standing around talking. I guess about 15 or more people. And we were getting ready to leave. And the door opened and this person came through the back door of the church and said, I'm too late. and they looked around frantically. And my wife approached this person and introduced herself as the pastor's wife. And this person that came to the door was sweating very much, and like he was going through a long walk or a run to get here. Then they began to explain that they walked a long way and said, I've missed him. I've missed him. This was the words. I've missed the pastor. And so about that time, my wife tried to console this person and said, no, he's still here. So, well, I got to see him. I have a message from God for the pastor. So my wife summons me to come to the back where they were standing. And about that time, people began to gather around. And here's what the angel said. He said, I have come from a long way, and I've been walking all morning. God told me to bring a message to the pastor of the church. Because of your obedience, God is going to use this church as a lighthouse, and it will be not set in a corner. God is realigning the churches, and we would be a part of that realignment. They begin to speak in another language and tongues, and they begin to interpret the tongues. And it was a blessed time. And as we begin to have fellowship there, I begin to notice some things about this person, and they were very plain. Had a look about them, neither male nor female, but a look that was just different. The eyes were light blue, almost no color. They were dressed in modern clothes, jeans and a white button shirt that wasn't tucked in, but was very determined to deliver that message. And so after they got through delivering their message, we try to be proper. My wife hands this person a business card, and they turn around, they open the door, and they hold the door open, and they say again, if I don't see you again here, I'll see you in heaven. And they turn and walk out. So my two daughters walked out the door almost immediately and tried to find this person. They looked, the card was laying on the ground, and the church is situated where you could see both ways a good distance. And they didn't see anyone walking, anyone driving, anyone leaving. This happened in a matter of like seconds. So, we all come back in the church and we begin to talk about this experience we just had. But, after this encounter, I began to pray. It bared on my mind quite heavy because I knew that what this messenger spoke was from God. It was just undoubtedly that God had sent a messenger to me to say that I would be part of the realignment of the churches. Now, realignment means that something is out of line. Your front end of your car gets out of line. What do? You get a realignment. So God is speaking to the churches today that the churches is out of step with time. And the churches are being governed more by a board of men and women and not by the Holy Ghost. And this is what God is wanting to show us in this vision. So I prayed, and I was in Austin, Texas, when God finally revealed this to me. I hope you're being blessed by the message of this end-time prophecy. This is all the time we have for this YouTube segment. But I hope you will watch the rest of our segments, that you too can be aware that the end of time is closer than what we think.